Hi, everybody. We are live again. I light the torch with the amazing Susan Bagby, and she has a very sweet story she's bringing to us. But I want to do a little introduction about Susan. Susan is an author and spent most of her life working with children and youth as a speech pathologist. After retiring, she moved back to her hometown of Akron, Ohio, and her lifelong dream to write romance books has come true. This is going to be her third book. She found a home with Sands Press Publishing in 2021. Her debut novel, Christmas Wish Upon a Star, was published in 2022 and was a semifinalist for the 2023 CIBA Awards for Romance Fiction. Her second book, Home for Love, was released last year, October 2023, and was a second prize winner for the Romance Wholesome category in the Spring Book Fest Awards. Susan belongs to the Great Lakes Fiction Writers Organization and Romance Writers of America. So we are so grateful and honored to have you here and publishing with us. She is presently working on this new small town romance series and loves seeing new characters come to life. And she has some very interesting ones for now. She was just telling me more about the book, and I can't wait to read it. When she's not writing, she loves reading, walking in the woods, yoga, Pilates, and playing piano. She's a firm believer that dreams do come true. So, Susan, I want you to tell all of our listeners more about this new book.
Aw, thank you. That was a lovely introduction. Yes, so this is the book 3, my Maple Ridge series, and all 3 books can stand alone. They're standalone as a story. You don't need to read one before the other, but you are introduced to characters in book 1 that kind of thread out through 2 and 3. And so in this book, I focus on Christine, who owns the bakery in Maple Ridge. But the protagonist is her cousin, Katy Flanagan. And Katy is a real fiery woman focused on her career, working on marketing in the city of New York, in New York City. And she was up for a big promotion, but she loses out on this promotion. Her boyfriend gets the promotion, but her boyfriend stole one of her ideas to get this promotion. So there's a lot of conflict there. They break up on the same day, and Katy decides she needs a complete break from the New York City, this company, and she calls her cousin. And her cousin says, come spend, the holidays with me, and I need your help anyway. And so that's what she does, is she ends up in Maple Ridge for Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas, and helps her cousin with a competition that kind of heats up. Her cousin is up for some money, some funding to open up a second bakery in New York City. And so Katy's able to use her skills to help her. But she wasn't counting on the bakery manager, who's this hot guy, Derek Higgins, who is an ex-vet. And he's a lone wolf. He's still dealing with issues of PTSD, and he doesn't like to work with anybody else. And so they kind of butt heads working together, because she's like the spirited, fiery woman. And he's like, just let me do my job. Leave me alone. But they end up kind of liking each other. And the more they spend more time to each other, he kind of lets his guard down. She lets her guard down. And you'll have to just see what happens in the end.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And, we all kind of need a little story where we can have a little escape from our current world or what might be happening. A lot of us are having just a crazy, crazy time right now,
Yeah.
especially down here in the South. And so maybe you need a little break and a reality and need a sweet little story. And this sounds like it's got a lot of little twists and turns to it, even though it's a romance novel, little changes in people's lives. So what is something that you like to tell as just a little lesson that people might get, even though it's a story and it's a romance novel, but maybe a little hidden message you have in there?
Well, I think most of my books so far, it's about having faith and not giving up hope. That's what it comes down to. Because when things, don't go your way, you want to have faith and hope that there's going to be an answer, and something's going to happen for you. And another thread of in this story is they both have to deal with forgiveness. There's a subplot where she's going to have to forgive her father for not being there for him after her mother died. And there's a big army, a veteran
Mhm.
thing that happens, a war story that happens for Derek, that he's going to have to forgive himself for some things. And so forgiveness is a big issue that happens, especially at the end of the story. Of course, they're able to forgive who they need to forgive in order to move on. And so there's a theme of when we forgive, we're able to let go and move on and open that space so that we can
Mhm.
have the life we want to live.
Aw, nice. So there is a little hidden messages in there.
Yeah,
So,
there
now let's talk about writing for those that are listening and going, "Gosh, I don't know if I could even produce something like that."
is.
What is your writing routine look like?
You know, I really loved write, and like ever since I've been retired, and I actually can have the time. So I write in the morning. So the first thing I do is get up in the morning. I usually do yoga and meditation, and then I get my cup of tea, and then I sit in a chair for several hours, and that's when I write. That's when everything comes to me. So my routine is basically writing in the morning. And
Mhm,
then I usually in the afternoons, I'll do social media things. And then if I get a second wind, I'll write some more before dinner. Mostly doing revisions and editing
mhm.
because I have to be awake to write, and it's usually the morning time. So I pretty much write every day, 7 days a week, unless I have to do something in the morning like an appointment. I play golf on Wednesdays, so my writing time is cut short on Wednesdays. But that's my pattern, and I
Mhm.
love it. So I feel like I look forward. I wake up in the morning, and go, oh, I can't wait to get to my computer. So I'm really blessed in that way.
Aw. So, what has been your writing journey to publishing so far? I mean, it's one thing to get up and say, I'm going to write and I'm going to create and I'm going to, make these stories come to life. But it's one thing to just write for yourself or to write
Mhm.
it, but to like actually follow through with publishing.
Yes. It's not an easy path, and any writer will tell you that. And mine is kind of similar. Like, I think it was like 2019. I had this one book. I wrote this book, sent it out on submissions. And I was lucky. One publisher wrote back with a lot of detailed feedback of what needed to change. And I looked at that book and I thought, you know what? I'm going to start over. So I put
Mhm.
that one in the drawer because I thought there's too many things I have to change, but I got what she was saying. So that's when
Mhm.
I started Christmas Wish Upon a Star. And so when I finished writing that, um, I looked up independent presses that would accept without representation of an agent. There was about 30 of them. I sent out about 30 submissions, and Sands Press was the last one that I sent. And I got
Nice.
a bunch of rejections back, but then Sands Press really loved it, and they, contacted me, and that started the journey. So that's how, and then I ended up, and then you bought She Rises Studios, bought Sands Press. So
Mhm.
that my third book was able to come under you as the publisher. So,
Well, we are grateful to have you and we're grateful for this story and to be part of your journey.
well, thank
So we appreciate it. Um, so what's next? I mean, this book is out. We're so excited. It's ebook today. You guys can go in and grab a copy of this on Amazon.
you.
Paperback's coming out soon to all retailers, just in time for Christmas. So if you're looking for something you want to buy for a friend, a family member, yourself to have something to read on the plane, go get a copy now. But I know the next question people are going to have when they read this book and love it, like you said, it's a standalone. You don't have to read the prior two books. They can go
Yes.
get the other two books if they want and get other stories from this sweet little town. But are you working on something else?
Oh, I'm always working on something else. No, I'm revising and I'm editing right now book 1 of my next series, which will take place in a small
Ooh.
town of Cedar Hill in Ohio.
Oh, getting close to Ohio.
Yes, I'm gonna do the next series in a small town, like the one I live in or one close to mine. Mine's a little bigger. Akron's a little bigger.
Yeah.
There's a couple small towns close to me that I'm kind of basing it on. So, yeah, so I'm working on edits to that, and we'll
I
see what happens.
I know, so exciting and love it, Susan. Well, it was nice having this conversation with you today, and I'm so excited for this third book to come out in your series. And like I said, we are truly grateful to be part of your journey. So everybody, you can go out now and get a copy. I will be reposting this, and I will have links where you can actually grab that ebook copy. Like I said, paperback coming out very soon in just a couple weeks. So if you're the type of person like I need that paperback, great.
Yes.
It's coming too. And like I said, this is a great little book that you can read when you're going on a trip. You can buy as a gift. Get the ebook now and get into the story, and then get the whole series.
Yes, that's right. Get the whole series, and
Whole
you'll meet all the characters. That's
All right,
right.
Susan, you have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, well, thanks, Heather, and good luck, because I know you're right in the path of the storm right now, so,
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, I
good luck.
appreciate that. All
All
right.
right. Thanks,
Bye, everybody.
everybody. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.